go. Now I know that you can hear me because I saw the active green light again. It's hard to do the whole spiel all over again. It's so bananas. So, welcome to Headboard Conversations. I'm your host, Madam Trice. You are tuned into blurradio.com as well as Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and various other live streaming sites. I want to thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for your input and for your time. I'm going to try again, and maybe now you can hear me. Just want to let me know if you are tuned in as well. Yeah, there we go. I like to see the green lights. Bam, bam, bam. I got it together now. Let's see. Excellent. Works now. Sounds like a plan. Great. Hey, Freebird. Hey, Vante. Hey, Key. Glad to have you joining the conversation. I'm going to allow my guest who was tuned in to jump back on. And I got it, babe. I got it. Thank you. No problem. Okay, let me see. Dial back in. Okay, all set. Excellent. Okay, great. So y'all know the rules. I'm gonna just briefly go over the house rules again. No old people, no animals, and no children. And be respectful to one another. Mhm. No old people, no animals, and no children. And be respectful to one another because consent is how we get down over here. And we want to make sure that we are all on the same page as far as engaging one another. And we are mindful of that type of interaction. So keep that in mind as we get ready to get into our conversation for the night. I want to remind you that this is Headboard Conversations, and it is a sexy, sexually charged discussion about intimacies that a lot of people are afraid to address going forward, and want to make sure that you guys are establishing, helping us to establish normalcy in regards to this type of interaction, these type of conversations. I think that when we set a platform or set a standard of understanding and one another instead of a standard of acceptance of adult, mature listening and communicating in all areas of our life, including those that are most intimate, that helps to strengthen us as a unit, whether it's friend to friend, parent to child, um, significant other to significant other, and along those lines. I see you jumping in, Nick. I know you coming in. I'm gonna let you go and get situated and get established. Shout out to everybody that's joining. Hey, Lorena. Want to show you some love, show some love to my homegirl, Lorena Star Marie. Also to Mr. Vante Jones. He is in the building. I want to show some love to Key Madison, who was in the building as well. My homegirl, Freebie does it, is in the building. We want to make sure that we showing Free some love. There's also the gentleman himself, Mr. Cal Gage, is in the building. Hello, love. How are you? Glad to have you join us. So we've laid down the guide rules, and the the do's and the don'ts. I just want you guys to remember to be mindful of that, okay? And as we move forward in this conversation, just keep those things in mind. Again, I want to invite you to call in. The number is 414-885-4739. That's area code 414-885-4739. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it and invite my guest to be a part of the show. Hello, Robert. Glad to. Oh, he jumped back out again. Um, okay, so I'm going to give him a second to figure it out and see what's going on. And move some of this around. Can I get it? Let's see what happens when I change that. Hey, y'all. Hey, Booski. Yes, indeed. Hey, Robert, how are you? Glad to have you join the conversation as well. Okay, so I'm not sure if, let me see, sometimes we get into a situation, um, and trying to figure out the technicalities of some things. I want to make sure that I ironed out all of my details. Okay, so there we go. We'll wait to hear back from him, and I'll move forward. So, I was watching. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Okay, so I was scrolling through Facebook, of course, and I saw this video, right? And I was like, dude, I gotta talk about that because I thought it was so dope to be able to have this man be honest about um his fatal attraction of some sort. I mean, it wasn't fatal, but you understand what I'm saying? How he was kind of like sprung a little bit, and I was like, oh, it's good to hear people. It's good to hear a man accept the responsibility for that type of behavior or energy because usually it's always man, I told her it was man, she so I like to hear that brothers sometimes be like, man, I ain't trying to see you with nobody else. And not to the point where it's causing someone else any harm because we don't encourage that in no way, shape, or form. But just the idea that, men understand, that we understand that sometimes, sometimes she cold, fam. So with that being the case, I want to make sure that I share the TikTok that I did find with you guys. Let me just go ahead and pull this up. Oh my gosh. Bam, bam, bam. So you should be able to hear it. I see you, Nick. I do see you there. Just get situated. Excellent. Our thumbs up is always good. Okay, great. So this is the TikTok that I saw.
Ladies, I beg of you, please be transparent. And throw out a disclaimer if you have to. Because if that thing down there fire like that, and the first time you act like you don't want to mess with somebody no more, the first thing in their mind is, oh, they gonna give that special thing away to somebody else. Girl, you got me 17 ways of fucked up. If you think you about to share that, good God Almighty, that you got between your ooh-wee. Girl, let me find out somebody else going to paradise. You wonder why we in the bushes and trees and all that. Girl, because you ain't warned us.
So when I heard that, not only was I reminded about a situation that happened a few years ago with some close guy friends of mine, and he came home and there was a girl in his bushes, and I was like, "Girl." And then we started having a conversation about the possibility of it being the other side. You know what I'm saying? I see him locked in. I think he might come and be like, I'm in your bushes. I was like, whoa, that's a thing. But it's actually a thing. But to hear it from the other side, you know what I'm saying? The honesty of it, the truthfulness of it. So I was like, I wonder how many guys I can get to admit, you know what I'm saying, that they've been out looking for the ooh wee in the daytime with a flashlight. Like, girl, wh- why why you doing me like that? I want to know. You know what I'm saying? To know. And I thought it would be a great opportunity for adult paperwork conversations. And I was like, let me try to find a brother that's gonna be honest about it. And so I inboxed Nick and he was like, I'm with it. I was like, what? Let's go then. Let's go. And so I would like to introduce you to my guest for this evening. Let me pull them up really quickly. Hide that right there. Yeah, it's a lot's going on over here. Y'all know I be pushing all the buttons. There we go. I'm gonna change my screen. Invite my guest. Mhm.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Hey there. How's it going?
It's going pretty well. How you doing tonight? Happy
I'm
Hump
pretty
Day.
good. Hey, it is hump day. It is hump
Happy
day. And hump day is
motherfucking hump
always a
day.
good day. Hump day is always a good day. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I had a pretty good day. Excuse me if you hear random whistles and bells. I got my alarm for my car set up. You know, these cats out here stealing cars like crazy. No Kias and no Hondas over here. So
Oh,
uh, you come over here, you're going to have to try a little
ooh,
harder for any of your outside guests who may have
you
some
so
badass teenagers out here running around.
you
Because
a
you know some of your
mess.
listeners got some badass teenagers that they can't control, and sadly we get to that point. But we ain't gonna talk about that tonight. You have me on for the next time for that one.
And we'll actually talk about that on a Monday show.
Man, right? That sounds like Homer
Tonight we're
Blow.
gonna talk a little
I
bit.
don't want to put my Homer Blow on Homer Blow. Shit, have me on Homer Blow. I got some commentary too. Shout out to Homer Blow.
Shout out to Homer Blow, the master himself. Yes, indeed. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Nate.
All right, from Milwaukee, born and raised. Um, I come from a family of entrepreneurs and hardworking class. Uh, I am I would say a third generation Milwaukeean on one side, and I'm actually a third generation Milwaukeean on both sides. My granddad was One of my granddads was born in Milwaukee. He was 90. Shout out to George Sanders. And then my other granddad and my grandma, they migrated from Meridian. So that's where my roots come from. So I have a lot of southern roots.
Meridian,
I have
Georgia.
a Mississippi. We got Georgia connections, but most of it is Mississippi and Tennessee. But when we went back, and my cousin Sheila, shout out to Sheila, she live out in D.C. Her and her husband, she's a lawyer. Her husband's a doctor. They real life Huxtables out there. So she does a lot of research. One of our great granddads or great uncles or something was a sniper in the Civil War. Found all type of stuff, but she knows all the deep history of our family. So it was cool to get that background. So yeah, most of our family, we found out we had some family that came out of Georgia, but most of it came from Mississippi. From what I know, Mississippi, Tennessee, like those, probably from the 20s to the 50s, if I can quote that right. I'm sure I'll get called out by the family if they watch it.
Well, I'm sure that I
Oh,
love
more
the
about
fact
me
that you
too.
know
I'm
that.
sorry. I'm going my
I'm
background.
sorry.
I'm working. I'm sorry. I was supposed to talk more about me and my like my direct background. I work in training in this for the state. I work in a training program. Maybe some people might have seen me in person at some places doing training. Other than that, uh, public speaking is my thing. Very active individual, and just wanting to mentor and get a grasp of individuals. I don't highlight a lot of that because it's not worth it. We've been working with teenagers and young adults for a long time. You just keep doing what you've been doing. But uh, my background is mainly, working with youth and young adults and training and facilitating through state contracts that is currently working in right now. And of course, the podcast I mentioned to you earlier that I'm trying to get off the ground. And I'm praying for strong success in that as well. So I'm definitely going to be interviewing you since you didn't have me on here. It's just how we do things. Don't kill that crab mentality that Milwaukee got.
Interesting. So, how old are you?
How do I look?
Mid 30s,
Mid 30s?
maxed.
All right. Yeah, you're right. 34.
Mm, Look at that. Look at that.
Am,
You
am I
say, yeah,
holding
you're
it well,
right.
though, is the question.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
All right.
Is
I
is
mean,
is that
shit.
your
They go off
intention
the
to hold it?
hairline and this shit, too. They go off the hairline. I still got my hair for the most part. It ain't as cracking as it used to be, but it ain't as thick as it used to be.
You said for the
Some
most part.
Yeah, for the most part, I still got it going. But yeah, it is what it is. I've accepted that. One day I made like my aunt. She's like my aunt, but one of my older cousins was like, "Oh yeah, the Sanders they lose their hair from the from the crown first, so I'm expected to
So
lose
one
my
day you're
hair."
gonna have to let it go, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and I'm cool with that. All that
Okay,
memes and
I'm cool with it. That's fine. That's fine.
people attacking
You
folks
you
that's
okay?
losing their hair. I ain't worried about that, huh?
No, I don't think you should be attacked for losing your hair.
No,
Bald is
no.
sexy.
Yeah, they that's
And
just
it,
the social media thing. They attack us for losing our hair, like chicks can't lose their hair. It'd be like, calm down, calm down. Y'all can lose y'all shit too. I done seen it.
you okay over there, puppy?
Yeah, you good? Is it making a lot of noise?
Yes.
Let me put it on mute. I'm just trying to get to the. I'm trying to tighten some things over here.
Trying to get to your sweet spot. Okay, gonna get to your sweet
Yeah,
spot.
got to get to the sweet
Understand?
spot. Is this real? Is this mic? Is it clear? How's it sound? It's the
It's
first
really
time.
hot.
It's
It's
hot, like too hot,
That
too
means
high.
yes.
Oh, okay.
That means that
Well,
there's a ring in it, just a little bit,
yeah.
and there's a hit in the background. It's really light. Just
You
adjust
hear
the
you hear
volume.
something in the background?
Yes, my darling.
Oh shit, I ain't like that. Well,
Just a
okay,
little bit.
I'll unplug
All
it
you
if
gotta do
I
is
need
turn it
to.
down. No, just turn it down just a little bit.
Okay. There's a condenser on here somewhere or something. Let me see. You gotta let me know.
There it is. Yeah, you had it. You had it. It was there. It's like you get into the spot. You almost there, and you was there, and then you was gone.
How's it sound now?
Well, it's still the same, but
It
you had
sounds
done
real clear
something.
over here.
It's clear. It's fine. You're not fuzzy. You're not fuzzy at all.
Oh, but it's just some background noise.
If yeah, it's just to pick up the sound of what's going on there. When you touch something back, it got real sweet, and
Okay.
then it whistled again.
Okay, because I'm
But
gonna have to get this
listen,
shit right.
that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're not here for your microphone party.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
it's okay. Don't touch the microphone.
I gotta get this adjusted.
You
Hold
okay?
on. Let me just
You do.
mute
You
this
have
to
to
get it
get
adjusted.
that's driving you nuts. You want to go ahead and take
Yeah.
care of that, and then back to us. I mean, because we here.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and push mute, and then I'm gonna give you the opportunity to go ahead and take care of that. So just let me know when you're ready. Just wave or nod or something. They can't hear you. I got you muted. So you good. So you can go ahead and take care of that. Okay. Okay. So Nick is actually handling his business over there. Um about trying to get his audio together. So we want to make sure that, projecting and communication clearly as possible. He said she ready to tell her story. Francis said, "Fun fact: men who experience early hair loss possess high levels of testosterone." I'm just saying, it's the people that's got high levels of testosterone. Look at that. How nice. I'm just saying that this freebie says it. Freebie said it. Freebie does it. Freebie said it, and that's what the word is for today. You understand? Okay. So I do have some questions I would like to ask you. So I'm waiting for you. Let me know when you're ready, and I can you were aside from the fact that it's good. I'm comfortable saying, I see you over there, darling. A lot of men are uncomfortable saying that. Yeah, there was a woman, and she had a little bit of the ooey, and because she had the ooey, um, I needed to know where she was, or I was outside in the middle of the daytime with the flashlight, and I was like, "Yeah, it's a thing. We on. I see you back."
Oh, okay.
And so with that being the case, you've had an experience that way, something like that. You experienced that you were like, I don't want to say whether you were in love, infatuated, in awe, in whoop. Like what was it? What was it?
Yeah, I've had my interesting run-ins when it's come to um, thinking I was in love with a person, or just plainly just choosing the wrong individual. Uh, I've noticed in my dating patterns that women put on these. I mean, we all do it, but it's the angle that the way y'all put on these uh, characters, these personalities when you're trying to fall for somebody, and it's just so. I don't know. It's like consistent. They all do it, whatever level that you're on. What I'm saying, we all are friendly or a certain type of jovial when somebody. But I've come to find out that women put this real extra ass approach on, and to me, it'd be like, is this their way or y'all way of helping you fall faster, of putting these fake ass personas on?
I can't put the fake ass persona on. I'm gonna do stuff that I naturally like when I like a person, but I won't go extremely all the way in. And then when we clash heads on whatever the situation may be, you completely become a whole different person. Like, so what the fuck was that shit before? Was it real, or was you just playing the game just to be, you know, you know, to make yourself fine? That's that weird ass, like, okay, he'll do, what I'm saying? Niggas do this shit too, or men do this shit too. Niggas settle for baby mamas, niggas settle for fucking all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why so many niggas
So
here.
basically, you're talking about the imposter syndrome, the one that you
Yeah.
show up for
Oh,
90
you know
one
about it. You know about it. Okay, there's a name for
Oh,
it.
that's what it's a thing. Yeah, it's a thing.
Milwaukee
It's
known for
called
that
the.
imposter syndrome.
You
Milwaukee
sure
is
it's
heavy.
Milwaukee? I
No,
think
it's
I
everywhere,
think
but
it's
this is where I'm from, though. I'm gonna talk about where I'm from because
right.
I date
But
mainly
if we're
here.
gonna talk about it, we're gonna talk about it in a general sense because people,
Oh, so should I
period.
talk about California, Texas? I
Do you
mean,
know California, Texas? You can talk about people in general. You instead of talking about just Milwaukee. I'm just
this
saying,
is
and
what it's
don't
a
get me
culture.
wrong.
It's a culture. Every city and state has a
Yeah,
culture.
they do. So, and because I've been in multiple places, I can tell
Me
you
too.
that it's not Milwaukee.
Oh yeah,
You
it's
get what
different.
I'm
It's
saying?
different angles when you get to other states, though. The states, the women down south, their approach, each shit. The women south of Milwaukee approach you different. I don't know what it is. It's like a niggas in Milwaukee tell
The
you it's
men,
like a bubble
the
of
men from the
bullshit.
but the men from the South treat you differently than the men
That's
here
true
in
too.
Milwaukee,
And okay,
or
you
the
get. I've
boys
say on both
here in
ends.
Milwaukee. So we're
Okay,
gonna
I've
talk.
seen
We're
that
gonna
too.
speak.
And
You see what I'm
the
saying?
men
Like,
in the South, depending on where you at, though, they'll pull up at your door a little bit more aggressively too. But I'm not a stalker type. I've pulled and rolled past a house or two before,
you
but I've
drove
never
past
like
somebody. Why did you
I've
drive
drove
past the house?
just to see, what I'm saying, for motherfuckers at the crib. That's it. It's no reason to
Like,
lie about it.
why did you want to know that she was there? Like, was she not answering your phone calls? Did you need to know
Yeah,
where
that
she
day,
was? Like, yeah.
shit, I mean, yeah, it was probably she wasn't answering the phone calls. She might have been picking up. We might have had a heated debate, and I was gonna pull up either anyway earlier that day, but I decided to pull up 5-6 hours after the debate, for whatever the case may be. But that's something that you got to get out of your system. You don't want to be doing that to yourself and putting situations in your head that may not even exist. And even if she is out doing her thing, fuck it, is what it is. You know what you dealing with. Most of the time,
So,
it's not.
all right. Do you think it's an insecurity that you are dealing with in that particular situation? Do you think that you were in love, she betrayed your trust, and now you were having difficulty reconnecting?
Shit, I just could have just been pulling up trying to see what was good. It don't even got to be an insecurity all the time. It could have been a slight insecurity. It doesn't always have to be an insecurity that
Absolutely,
make you do that type of moves. I do
Poppy,
certain
if
things.
Poppy, listen to what I'm saying. That if you pull up on somebody just because they didn't answer the phone, and you want to know where that's an insecurity, my love. If you can't just be like, well, she'll get to me when she can, or I'll talk to her later, and you worried about where she is and who she with, that's not
What if you already out
quote
though?
unquote
What if you
well.
already out though?
That's not well, Poppy.
What if you already out though?
Even if you out already and you like
Okay,
you call her, she don't answer, it's cool. You be like, all right, I'll talk to her later. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll talk to her when she able to get me. You gonna
I'll
follow up,
still
you
roll
gonna
past.
ride down her to make sure she's straight. You swoop
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. You
I
can
ain't
ride
mad. Listen,
past. Hey,
I
look,
want
I
you
ain't
to.
never.
I want you to
Yeah,
be
look, check
honest.
this
So
out. Look, of course, I'm gonna be honest, and let me tell you, I can be completely honest because I ain't on no papers for no stalking. Ain't never did no weird shit, and everybody can, whoever's watching this, can check and validate. If I ever showed any type of interest in you and dated you on some serious shit, I seen you on another level. But other than that, I've never been on no stalking shit, no papers, no Milwaukee County sheriffs. You can look me up all you want.
you feel like you're a stalker? Why you keep saying that, Poppy?
No, I'm just saying. No, see, you twisting my words. I'm just saying I could
I'm
pull
not.
up,
I'm
but I ain't.
asking a simple question.
No, because you throwing that out. That's saying that a person is a stalker just because you
I'm
pulled up. And
asking.
yeah, and you
I'm
just said that you can't pull past somebody's crib without having insecurities. That don't make sense. How can you not? How can I not
um,
ride past? I can
um
get up right now and ride
if I
past
tell
my.
you, honey, if you call me and I don't answer,
Oh,
you could just talk to me
that's not
later.
what I was saying. That's not what I was saying though. I said we might have had a disagreement, and then I'm
And
coming
if we had a
past.
disagreement and I don't want to talk right now, you should just talk to me later.
Okay. So what do you want? Because earlier you was just saying you want somebody to show that they have interest. I heard you earlier when you was talking. So do you want somebody to show or come up like to pull up after a heated debate, or do you just don't want to? You don't want to talk to them at all. I mean, I'm cool with. I'd rather not be bothered after a heated debate too. But if it's something that can be fixed, that's manageable, we shouldn't be like lingering on that shit and holding it on to a day or two. Because for me, I've been trying to get out of this holding the grudges and keeping all that negative energy. I think it's best to kill all that negative energy, within hopefully within the next I want to say shit 10 to 16 hours. Sometimes some things just can't be fixed, but for me I like to I'm a communicator, so I like to work things out as much as I can before we hold on to stuff that you know can become worse. That negative approach
I
all the
think that,
time.
I think that's a good though, but the whole point is if you're in a relationship with someone, then it's not just about what's best for you, it's about what's best for y'all. Cooling off periods, just like Kim Everett, I was just gonna say that cooling off periods are good. Sometimes you gotta take a moment and you can't address an issue that's hostile or high strong like right
How
away.
long?
Sometimes you gotta
How
be
long
like,
is the cooling off period?
give me a minute.
How long is the
Well,
cooling
that's
off period?
on the two people. Everybody's cooling off period is different.
Some people use the cooling off period as an
Everybody's
excuse
different.
to just like disconnect. So the
Well,
cooling off period,
that means that's what
anything
they
longer than if you're in a relationship, if you're in a relationship, your cooling off period is taking days, you on some bullshit. Like you just don't really want to deal with the situation, you know. Uh
that
Most of the time,
those types. Sometimes you need a little bit more maturity, and everybody not ready for that. You can't force
yes,
nobody
emotional
into a
maturity, right?
space of right
But you should have seen
of
that shit when
age
you started
maturity,
dating them.
emotional maturity. Really, you started dating them though. You dated them first. You can't force nobody into. We finna be better right now. You got to give people to get over their space, to get to their space. No, I'm asking.
I'm talking about at the beginning. I'm saying you should have got a vibe for their emotional maturity at the beginning of the relationship.
That's not always possible. We just talked about fake ass personas and representatives. Sometimes it don't come off that way. Sometimes people come off and you feel like they'll be able to talk to you, and then a fight or flight
That's why
moment
it's
comes.
levels, and pockets to that shit. You got to feed around it. You got to ask the right questions. People don't like going deep and they don't like asking those serious questions in relationships and situations. They let all that shit pass. People stick away from the uncomfortable shit. I know that shit is a fact here. People rather do all the fun shit, the cool shit, the kicking the shit, the ha ha he shit. But when it comes to like the emotional, you trying to tap into the emotions of that person, people want to avoid that stuff because it hurts to figure out, oh yeah, I was fucked over the last 5 relationships, or I walked in and my baby mama was fucking my best friend, or what I'm saying, or what I'm saying, I don't like going to AMC theaters at Mayfair because this remind me of when I caught, what I'm saying. So you got to figure out and kind of tap into certain shit. You do got to ask questions. It's important to ask a lot of questions. Hit them from different angles. See how they
So
respond
let's
to.
let's say you ask these questions
Right.
and you get a response, but you're asking someone who is not honest with themselves. That's a
This
thing.
camera wide as a
So
bitch. I can't
how do you
hide. Say that last part again. I couldn't hear you.
let's say that you're in a situation with someone
Yeah.
that you asked all these questions, they gave you answers, but they were not being honest with themselves or in that moment. You understand what I'm saying? Like that, so it happens that sometimes you come into a situation and you think that you respond one way, but the fact is, when it happens, it goes down completely different. So does that? How do you handle
Oh,
something
that
like
happens
that?
all the time. That happens all the time. I didn't have relationships where I didn't sold a dream. I ain't really sold a dream, but I just thought of we both equally thought it was probably gonna be another way, and then this shit just end up you know crashing for whatever the situation may be, where I fucked up, or I you know uh, I've seen some things in that person that didn't fit. Uh, like somebody said fake as personas is so women as representative are to men. While you may not be that type of man, everyone has some sort of facade. Imposter syndrome is the fear of being found out. If it feel like everyone will see you or not in the fact of who you present to be. That's true. That's real ass shit. Yeah, hell yeah. I present myself as a family man, and I've slipped up and presented and misrepresented myself
Have you ever
a few
cheated?
times. Hell yeah, hell yeah.
So presenting yourself to be a bit family man, and then you
Uh,
cheat. So
no,
was that
not
your
a family man.
representative?
No, not a family man like that. Like I'm talking about, like presenting
Okay.
myself as like a strong. I guess we with that family man, you may consider oh, he may, have an identity wrong shit. But no, family man. Like I've never been married. I don't have no kids and no shit like that. So, but I may have. They might have took that and been like, oh, he a family man. He should be at home and you know running his shit. You know. Pretty straight up, but that's not been the case. I've cheated multiple times in relationships. I will admit that shit.
What
I've
made you?
done
What
shit.
made you cheat?
Uh, it was just there for me to do, for whatever reason, at that moment. And I lost out on some great women, for real. I'm honest and
I
I'm man
appreciate.
enough to admit that shit. I lost out on
Are
some
you are
great
you
women. I'm sure.
dishonest all the
No, no.
time?
There's
Why
no
not?
point in lying. Because I mean, shit. I I try to avoid certain confrontations sometimes, and
Okay.
people don't know how to control themselves when they always, or not y'all, but you always hear just be honest with me and it'd be easier. No, that's not the case. So
So you think that because you don't get your way when she honest, that it ain't easy? So just being honest mean that you supposed to get your way?
no, I didn't say that either.
Okay.
I
So
put words
here's
in my
my
mouth.
play on that. No,
Is
I
that what you
didn't.
like to
I'm
do?
asking. I asked the question. So the question is, if I say be honest with me, and you be honest with me, and you don't like my response, does that mean I can't handle the truth?
It seemed like it. The overreaction or the
So
meltdowns.
because you don't like. So if there's a meltdown or overreaction, or
Look, I don't.
let's just
My
play it
thing
out real quick.
is,
You
all right.
say,
Let me be honest.
okay,
Let me
babe,
tell you
listen,
something
okay,
quick.
hold on, no, hold on a second. Let me ask the question.
All
So
right, go
you
ahead.
say, hey, babe, this happened, and say to you, I understand that happened. I'm not with that shit. Thanks for being honest with me, though. It's over. Am I overreacting?
Oh, that's cool. I mean, I could take that.
Is that
My response.
is that better than me? So typically you mean like, hey, babe, this happened, and she be like, I can't believe you did what you did. What? That's the you can't handle the truth.
I don't like that type of response, but yeah, I haven't had that situation. You know, directly where it's been like, hey man, this happened, woo, 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 and it's some crazy ass response directly in my face. I have had some recently, last 2 years that were a little messy that I caused. I'm not gonna go into no details, but um, it was
Why not? We
some
here to
shit I
talk
did.
about details.
No, I'm not gonna go into this shit. Just know that it
Okay.
got completely blown out of proportion. It got completely blown out of proportion. It made me seem like I was extremely out of line, but to the people that were involved in that situation, they
Were
tried
you
to
out of
make
line?
to a certain extent, but I it ain't like I drug motherfuckers and held them down. You do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to get mad at me because you rolled a certain way. That's how I see shit. Uh, I'm never been a fan of people being messy or doing messy or negative shit. So when you try to do that type of shit,
Okay.
I feel like that's just that's some bad karma you got. Even though I might have been out of pocket and I took my shit, I'm still taking it on the chin, but that negative back end shit that you try to add into it, you know. And I know a lot of people who
So
do that shit.
let me ask why you're saying that, because you said especially when even if I'm out of pocket. So you don't believe there should be consequences to your behavior? That is a question, not an assumption.
Oh no, it's consequences to our behavior because I've lost. You know, I should have been married like a long time ago. I've lost a woman or two that I probably could have married just off of just some moves I did that I either didn't try to fix at the end or I just, you know, they was just too wild to come back from, whatever the case may be. But hell yeah, it's consequences. The consequence for me is just losing that person that you think that you gonna end up with. You know, that's the major consequence for me.
So let me ask us, give you
Before
a
they get,
scenario. So
yeah, go ahead.
you cheat on me, okay, and I'm thinking that we solid, we good, everything is solid, and some random chick tells me, "Hey, your man, that's our man, it's her man too." You know what I'm saying? She's
God,
just your man, is my man, it's her man too, and you like, wait a minute, you know what I'm saying? And so I come to you and I say, "Hey, Nick, hey, she
shit.
said that you her man and her man and our man. We what's happening? We sharing?" And at that moment, in that moment, like, what is a response that is acceptable to you? Because you just said if I stop talking to you, you coming by the crib.
Look, it depends on the situation. I ain't pulling up like that. No, don't make it seem like I'm just gonna pull up and be like, "Hey."
I don't know. I'm asking questions right now. We asking
That ain't my
questions.
style. That ain't my style. It's either if I've got to the point where I have just killed my shit and I can't come back from it, I'm gonna have to take that L. I remember one time in this particular person, and man, whew, like I loved her, like for real, and she's still around here. You know, no name dropping, but loved her, and I fucked it up. You know, but hell yeah, I blew her phone up. That was the last time I probably like blew a phone up. Besides this last situation I encountered, but other than that, it ain't too much I'm gonna do outside of that. You know, you got to maintain some type of respect for yourself, some pride for yourself. You know, I've been to the point where I've shown that I cared and tried to reestablish things with a person, and it doesn't work out the way you want to. You know, the woman is gonna feel she may have the upper hand for whatever situation or whatever, you know, that may pop up in the future. She gonna use that shit against you. She gonna keep mentioning it. Y'all don't never forget anything. And I've been through this shit multiple times where you had to deal with you know, the replaying of your actions. So when it come down to it in the end, you know, the best thing to do is unless she's real smooth and and she on another level of maturity or a whole nother mindset and want to get past this, it's a wrap for the most part. You know, unless you really got the ball in your control in your hand where you can, you know, move shit around and bring her back to you like that. But most of the time, it's a wrap. You know, because
So
the other
if you
I've
look
been the other
back,
nigga on the other end too. That where a chick then fucked off with me. So I didn't seen it happen on both ends. You know.
so mid-30s, okay, 5 years ago, were you handling relationships the same way you're doing now?
That's a good part.
You
That's, you
don't
know
know.
what's crazy. All right. So 29, I was at I was in a transformation stage when it came to relationships. So I was, and then I wasn't. Like I had thought I had fun, and that's what we got on here for. Besides this shit that you talking about, we got on here to talk about that situation. So 5 years ago was the
But
situation that.
that's, that's where we going. See how I did
Yeah,
that
look,
transition?
you
You
ain't
like
even know.
that?
No, fuck, you ain't know about that segue, nigga. You ain't know about
This-
5 years
trust
ago.
me, you-
The one
I
that
know
broke my
when it
heart could have
was, but
been
that's
15 years ago.
what I'm sure it was when you was talking about it.
Hey, that
We're
was a
not
good
talking
time
about
though.
15 years ago.
Trees, that was a good time though.
Was
Real
it
talk. That was, yeah, you dropped a good one on there because
15
29
years
was like,
ago?
huh?
Mm.
15? Hell no. 15 years ago, shit, let
Come
me
on
see.
now, talk
15. That was
All right.
2019.
Right. Let's talk about a few years ago when you had your heart broken,
Okay.
or what you call it, heartbroken.
All right. Okay.
If you don't stop touching that microphone, I'm coming over there.
Gotta find me. Is it good though? You can hear me?
Yes, I know people in these streets. Don't do it. I'm just
I
saying,
know you
don't
do.
do it.
Somebody gonna snitch.
Stop
Look, they
touching.
gonna snitch. Like, yeah,
Stop
I'll look
touching
him up.
that
I'll look him up.
microphone.
I'll find out where he at. But I'm good though. You can hear me, right?
Yes.
All right. That's all I'm on.
Talk to me about this when you was in love 5 years ago.
You ain't gotta put the L word in there like that.
It is. That's about it. You said you was in love.
All right. So let me tell you what happened. All right. So this particular person I met through my job, but we weren't working together. She came and did a job fair for the company, um, and she was one of, I believe, like 10 to 15 employers I was there that day. She had a partner that she came there with. I had a blazer on and shit, had my little matching slacks on. Had a gray blazer, gray top. I was wearing my hair a little thicker at the time,
Ready.
just setting the mood for y'all. Yeah, setting the mood for y'all. Just had the tie tied up, no clip on. We know how to do our ties right around here. So was walked through the job fair. I had walked out the room and I just seen a neck bend super hard. Like one of them, like, you know how y'all look when y'all thirsty? One of them little super neck thirsty ass bends. Like I seen her head pop out.
Like you said, like y'all look when y'all thirsty. How some
Yeah,
women look when they thirsty. Right.
yeah. She pulled a thirsty one
Right.
that day, but I try not to
Mm.
bend my neck no more. I try to get used to seeing ass and titties on the regular. So I shouldn't be tripping about that too much. But yeah, it's rare to see a woman cock her neck and bend her neck like that when y'all really be in
I
mode
like how
like
you
that.
said that it's rare. It's rare. I like how you just put that out there. Rare. Yes, that's good. Come on, Poppy. Let's go.
So yeah, I walked through. There's another thirsty ass nigga that I was working with at the time. You know what I'm saying? He lived in Milwaukee and shit too. He's super thirsty. Uh, he was like, yeah. I think I was talking to him in conversation, and he had peep old girl neck hack coming out the door and shit. I walked back into the room, exchanged cards with her and shit. We chopped it up. Later on that week, and then we ended up kicking it. That shit went from kicking it of January of that year, pretty much throughout the year. Within that shit, I was kind of balancing some other shit at the same time that you know it was some lust that became love, and I was dealing with that pretty much at the same time I was dealing with her. But I didn't take old girl that I met at the job fair serious until like June. Like I feel like there's no point of that first 2, 3, 4 months of dealing with a woman. That shit to me is always super fake because it can be turned off so quick. The patterns that I've seen. So uh, I put her through the ringer. I wanted to see if she was really serious. So I didn't take her serious to probably 6, 7 months in after knowing her. Um, Around that time, things were picking up. I was spending more time with her and shit. It got a little tighter, more serious in I would say November, no October, November, and then we started exchanging. I went down there for Christmas. Oh yeah, Thanksgiving she was up here. Christmas I came down. I went down there. She stayed out the state. She stayed in Illinois. Yeah, got to the point I went to her. A lot of little time had built up to the point where, everything was aligning. What's crazy was she made it seem like everything was legit. I thought to be honest with you, this was one of those rare times where, and for men, I don't even know if it's any men watching this, but for men that know when they know that they want to see them, they see themselves with that woman for a long period of time. It may not be that 2, 3, 4 months in, like you see on all these memes and these Facebook statuses and posts and Instagram posts, Twitter posts, etc. It could be, 7, 8 months in, you be like, damn, this shit, it's something about this person that, this energy or this glow is sticking a little tougher. So anyway, long story short, oh shit, oh shit, we got comments.
Yeah, I'm handling the comments. You keep telling me your story.
I'm gonna say by December, it was just a lot of family shit going on. January kicked in. She had graduated from her master's program, and I was doing a lot of traveling back and forth between Illinois and Wisconsin. She was too. Shit, I used to have her ass come up here when she was in that stage where women are real giving in that beginning stage. Is crazy. She was coming up here every fucking weekend. Like shit, this motherfucker would be outside the job, all type of shit, pulling up and shit. Like, oh yeah, I'm here to take you back to Illinois to relax, to eat, feed you, shit, whatever. Shit, she had plugs on shit. I'll tell you why I fucked up too with this one. So January comes and the master's program is kicked in. She got the masters and shit. And that was the year uh, Get Out movie came out, and I should have took that as a sign. Fucking Get Out came out, and I should have took
Is
that.
that right?
I should have that when that movie came out. That was probably God telling me like, nigga, get out, like before you have a heartbreak. So, end of January, I get pulled over. I go to jail and shit. That's another part of the story. Uh, February, we kick it. I take her to this really nice restaurant in Chicago. We 1,000 floors up, 1,000 feet up. It's 1,000 floors. We 1,000 feet up at this particular restaurant. I ordered the salmon. I ordered the lobster and steak. She had the salmon and something else. It was a cool night. Um, shit. 2 weeks
I
later,
love
it
how
was
you
over.
remember the meal,
Yeah.
and I love how you remember the meal. Like that was y'all last meal. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Like that was the
No,
last
it
major
wasn't.
meal
It
that y'all
wasn't. It,
experienced, and then all.
yeah, that was the last major meal, but it wasn't the last meal. The last meal was like Snoop. Shout out to Snoop Dogg. The last meal was I had some matcha. I like matcha tea, so I had some matcha tea, and she was eating some strawberries, and that was our last meal. And she got the vacuuming, and it was the awkwardness. It was weird. I'm like, yeah, this that nigga awkwardness. I knew something else was going on.
Nick, Poppy, listen. What happened?
That's it. Shit, I'm getting to it. You motherfuckers is impatient. This detailed ass story. It's supposed to be detailed.
We,
So,
we
all
got we
right.
got to we got to slot in a short period of time.
Oh,
Let's
I
go.
know it was. I thought I was just one segment part. My bad. All right. So, long story short, we, shit. It was just awkward. The next morning, we kicking it. Shit, her vibes was off. Shit, we wake up and she was cleaning. The interactions across the table was weird. Uh, she just really, it was just some weird ass. To me, I felt like she was Jamaican, so I feel like this is some Caribbean ass breakup. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, and I've heard that Jamaicans have like a disconnection when it comes to loving in a certain way or some shit. I don't really know too much about it, but I hear
But
that
she
these
seemed to be
motherfuckers.
loving you just fine in the beginning.
Yeah, she played the game. That's what I'm saying. This was some Jamaican shit. Like, this is some Caribbean ass, like Rihanna ass shit. Like she had a nigga going shit 6 months, and she was mad that she wasn't able to get me going them first 1 to 6 months. Then I failed at 6 to 12, and then that 12 to 13, it was just like, nigga, I'm done. So shit, she pretty much, she got me out the way. I tried to, one thing with her, I never went back down there. It was just all over the phone, all that shit. I never seen her physically after that. It was a wrap pretty much after that situation. Yeah.
Someone asked, "What is your zodiac sign?"
I'm a Capricorn, January 11th.
Let me tell you how all of a sudden, maybe this is just me. I don't know what happened in the last 6 months of my life, but like the last 6 different guys that I've come across, like not intimately, just period, just new
Big
people into
Capricorns.
my life, all Capricorns. And I ain't never met this many Capricorns in my damn life. I don't know, is it a Capricorn, the magnet in the air or something? Where did y'all come
Yeah.
from?
We the alpha and the omegas. Shout out to the
I,
Capricorn I know that's watching this right now.
y'all are some very
We the alpha and the omegas.
and y'all are some very let me get the words together. Very intense, passionate, and focused people. Focused, intense, and passionate on what depends on the
Alpha
person.
and omegas.
But
We want to be
very,
successful. We want money. We greedy. We like to be alone. I'm a Capricorn. I'm right now. Shit, ain't nobody here with me. I'm alone. I like to be to myself. I like money. I love my family. Very positive, optimistic person. I'm all over the place. But my main thing is just health, taking care of my family, and just having a clear mindset. But shit, I think the biggest thing for us that we may not talk about is just not being able to like, settle or come to like. I know a lot of Capricorns that haven't had don't have a family or haven't settled down. My best friend, Shakur, shout out to Shakur, that's my nigga. He just had his first son. You know what I'm saying? He 34. Shit.
okay, so
Shit.
Nick, let me wrangle you in just a little bit, Pop. Just come here to me. Come here to me. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Oh, there we go. Come here to me, puppy. Listen.
I can't.
You are so all over the place. I need you to drag some of that focal point in a little bit.
Oh, I had some tequila.
That's fine that you had tequila. I'm with you having tequila. That's good. I want you to be able to
So
take
what
the
we
edge
talking
off.
about? Where we go back to? We talking about
Here I
Capricorns.
go. Oh no, we're not. Just let me
We talking
drag
about my
you in a
dating
little bit.
situation. You told me we talking about
Come.
my dating situation. We
Sir.
talking about Capricorns.
Listen. Shh. I got you. Okay. I got you. Okay. What I would like to know
What's up?
is what transpired between you and this lady
I said
that
it.
all of a sudden, at some point, you think you might have said it, but you were so all over the place, there was no direct focal point.
Oh,
Like y'all
all
was
right.
having dinner, and then 2 weeks later it was over. That's what
Oh,
you said.
pretty much
Like, and
that's
then
how
we
it
was
was.
singing, and it got awkward. It was like that. There was no communication. She didn't say, "Babe, this happened, and I don't feel no kind of way." None of that took place. Just all of a sudden, y'all was having dinner. Everything seemed to be going away, and then
Two
all of
weeks
a sudden
later.
it was over.
2 weeks later, yeah. 2 weeks after after Valentine's Day, it was over. She, her vibes just switched, and it was just to me, at that moment, I wasn't thinking it was, somebody else, but I'm sure, somebody else probably came in the mix, or her mindset changed. Oh, you know what? She blamed it on family. I forgot. That's a classic. That's a classic move. Oh, my family's not doing well. Oh my God. I'm trying to see that. That's a classic move that motherfuckers do. You can easily put on your family. Like, yeah, my grandma in the hospital, niggas getting shot in the hood. You know what I'm saying? My auntie got cancer. Yeah, that's a quick move to do. So niggas be like, oh, let me back
Is,
up.
is that what you've experienced, or somebody had, or you've done to people? So is that an experience of yours, or something that's happened to you?
No, you can tell niggas lying. I know I've caught niggas in lies on plenty shit about family, basic shit. Yeah, my mama is sick or my auntie sick or whatever the case may be. But in relationships, yeah, people use other situations in their family to cop out of arguments or cop out of why things went a certain way. Come on now, all the time. That's a basic move. We know. Come on now, you asking me that like that's something that's that light skin having a moment. Everybody calm down. Oh wow. Anyway,
Listen to what I'm saying.
you got
Listen to what I'm saying.
what are you
Look,
saying?
they know what. Listen to what I'm saying. A lot of your responses are charged with emotion. That sounds like
It's
you've been through something.
it's not charged with emotion. It's just It's, I mean, what can you talk about things and be animated without it having happened to you? I could talk about I've never been shot, but I can talk
I
about
didn't
being
say that. I
shot,
didn't
right?
say that it happened to you. I said it sounds like there's been some things that you've experienced, whether it was you directly or somebody that you
No,
cared
no,
about.
no, no.
You
I'm a
understand?
person that look. Listen, I talk and deal with all
Oh,
types
I'm
of people.
listening. All right.
I talk and deal with all types of
I know.
people. So when you talk and deal with all types of people in your profession or in your personal life, you hear all types of shit. I hear stories about things that are never directly related to me that I've heard and experienced on multiple occasions. Uh, I could talk
So
about how
so
women
with
go
that being
through
said,
weird ass harassment encounters, but I'm not a woman and I don't get encountered or
but what
harassed by women, but I have
with
stories
that
about
being the
that.
case, if that is the case, love, if that is the case, then all of we talking. So this is a show, and I've been doing communication for a minute, just for a while, just like you. I've been in youth
You can't
development,
say that
adult development,
we can't
whole
talk
nine
about
yards. This is
things
what I'm
though
saying.
that people ain't
Listen,
went through.
I'm not. I'm
I'm just
saying
trying to
you can't.
understand this.
So let me, I'm trying to. If you just you can't understand and listen at the same time. Listen to what
No,
I'm
I'm
saying.
listening. Yeah, I'm listening. Go ahead.
When you speak and you are speaking from an experience, a personal experience, your language is different than it is when you speak from a third party experience. It should be. When you are speaking and you are not being all inclusive, your language should be different than when it is an experience that you've had
Okay.
directly.
Well,
You
let
understand what
me
I'm
tone
saying?
it down
When
then.
you speak, it's not about turning it down. It's just about being clear in our communication. You know, because that's the whole purpose of why we do these types of shows.
Oh, so you
Is
want me to
so
be
that
like, yeah, this is a situation that I've experienced, and this is a
it don't have to
situation
be
that
that I've
somebody.
experienced. It's just that when we say all or every, you know what I'm saying, or and we're all inclusive, you know what I'm saying, then it eliminates the idea that there may have been something outside an experience that is not just yours. You know what I mean? That's how people understand. So
But you know
learning to be
what?
and that
I'm not about to sit here and act like people don't experience a lot of these situations that I've mentioned on a lot of levels.
but
People
everybody
experience,
don't. So you
yeah.
can't include me in none of the stuff that you're saying because I've never been through none of the things that you said.
You
None of it. I'm
what
playing none of
what
them games.
like what haven't you been through? What
I don't have a representative that shows up. I'm 47
you say you
almost.
never have a representative showed up for
So you
what?
get me my representatives don't show up. When you see me, you meet me. This is hey, how you doing? I'm Madam Trice. How you
Okay,
doing?
so you
What's
say you don't
happening?
fake
We
it,
here to
yeah.
have
I never
not at
said I
all.
fake.
I have
I
I
fake
just
a
said that you
persona.
but you
I say
but,
people fake personas.
but when you spoke, you said you didn't say people, you said women. That would include me. And what you
Oh,
can't do is include
okay,
me in a group of the women, especially in that particular age group, because I'm not them.
okay. So you don't fake,
So we have so
you
we
don't put in any facades, right?
absolutely not.
Okay, so all right, that's cool, good. You don't fake any facade, you don't have any fake facades, which is great. Not saying that any of your viewers don't.
No, some may, but not all.
All right,
So we don't want to
all
say
right,
all because now we ain't putting all the women that's
all
listening.
right.
We
But
saying
time out.
all the
All right,
women like this, and all
uh,
the because that's the language we use,
all
and
right.
we don't want to do that.
Excuse me for saying all for saying women. Let me say some
And
women
I don't
put
mind you
on
saying women,
facades.
but that's how. But we gonna talk. We in radio. We talking about getting into doing what we do. This is what we do. We want to speak, and we want to speak from a perspective that's sensible and one that's not totally offensive. You know what I'm saying? Say what you
We
say,
ain't
mean
trying
what
to
you
be
mean.
offensive.
Exactly.
No, not at all. I don't. We don't want nobody
Exactly.
taking it personal. But if people take it personal, that means they might have had something to do with it too. Because I don't take nothing personal that I ain't
Not
never do.
necessarily, but we talking about laying out clarity, and some people are offended when you try to get them an ass whooping that they didn't earn. You feel what I'm saying? Some people
If
show
hey,
up
you know
like,
what?
hey,
If it
that's
don't apply,
absolutely
let it fly.
my ass whipping. I don't want
If it don't
but
apply, let it
that's
fly
not
though.
that's your but that's your standard, not everybody's, right?
Yeah, I just feel like we live in a real sensitive mode and stage right now in life right now for for no reason. We went through a lot last year, and for people to be still living in these very sensitive, fake ass sensitive modes, to me is just, you know,
But
you
for
can
you,
handle
it's
everything
fake
you
ass.
see.
The whole point is that people are people and everybody's an individual. So we have to be mindful when we're engaging people to meet them where they
When you
are. We can't
but
expect
when you
everybody
dealing
to
with
be on the
social
mountain.
media,
On the way up the mountain, on the way up the mountain, you're gonna pass different stages and different.
right?
It's levels. You said it earlier. It's
Oh, of
levels.
course, of course. But
Everybody
when
ain't
you're dealing with social media, you gotta be ready and willing to accept what's out there. You know what I'm saying? And people's
that is
points and
not
views.
true.
You can't be offensive. You can't be offended by every point of view or how people see different things. And that putting a cap
That is the
on
point.
people's comments.
You
If they not
cannot
saying,
be offended by everybody's view. But what the point is, I don't have to be subject to everybody's
oh no, we're not
either.
trying
And
to
in
like,
order for me to stand, so then you have to speak up on that and to offer clarity, love. That's all.
oh,
It's
of course.
clarity,
Oh,
and
that's
clarity makes
cool.
for solid conversation.
Oh, I have no
Yes,
problem with that. I have no problem with that. So some women, okay, some women, for whatever I was saying earlier
some
about that.
women, some men.
Yeah, some women, some
You
men. I
said
know,
whatever
you
you were
know.
saying earlier about that. That's that shit. That's that shit right
No, but
there.
it's both ends. You know, we don't know. I just don't deal with men, so I don't speak about what men do besides the fuck shit I see. You know, on other levels that, you know, ain't got nothing to do with me. But other than that shit, I don't speak about men dating situations and stuff like that because I don't deal with men. I don't have to deal with what a nigga do, picking you up, pulling you up, dropping you off, unless you my sister or a close relative of mine or a close loved one or a friend or somebody. Other than that shit, I don't have to deal with that because I go off of what I hear. And from what I hear most of the time from my friends and the ones that know me, they say shit and they talk about these niggas and the situations that happen around here. So it's not like I'm lying or coming or creating some type of uh, fictional scenario. A lot of these things that I hear are from individuals in the community that speak publicly or are passionately about what happened to them. So that's it. So I guess it's my show now. What's going on, y'all? This your boy Nick Sanders and this bitch. He got me up out here. Y'all got any questions for me? She done ran up out of here. Any questions? I hope she all right. I wasn't expecting to be on here solo, but it's all good. I don't see nothing from my end. There she go. You dropped. Oh, I thought it was my show
That's
for a second.
hilarious.
It was the headboard conversation for Nick Sanders. I thought I was going to have to go to my headboard.
Well, you probably should be in your head at your headboard for this particular type of conversation.
Ooh, I should
So,
have
is this the
been.
only
Shit.
time you've ever been in love?
No. It's not the only time. But that situation really was what bothered. I was probably hurt the most is because it was so abrupt and it was like it was like no solid closing. A lot of it was over the
Were
phone.
y'all close to the same age?
Yeah,
Was she older
she was a
than
year old.
you?
Yeah, she was 1 year older than me. Yeah, I feel like it was so quick. And then I had went to jail going down there driving illegally. So I had to deal with that shit like a month and a half after breaking up with her. So I had to deal with going down there and dealing with the situation down in Illinois. And I'm like, I don't even deal with this person no more. So that was the sad part.
So
Other
you
than
were
that,
irritated by the fact that now you gotta go deal with this case and for nothing. You felt like it was for nothing?
well, after that, you definitely felt like it was like a hollow situation because it wasn't like it was nothing on the other end. It was like, oh yeah, I'm go down here and spend some time with her after going to court, or I'm dealing all this to be like I still have reason to be down in Illinois and kicking it every week. It was a wrap after that. She didn't care. It was crazy, but she did not get no fuck that I was going through that shit. Off some weird ass ending that she created, she still was acting real funny, So It was my
Do you miss her?
no, no, hell no. No, definitely not.
Mm, okay.
No,
And you said earlier that you don't have any children. Is it correct?
that's correct.
Okay. I mean, just saying, is it a life option? You decided to make some really good decisions. You've been on deck. You get what I'm saying, or was it
I've
just
been on.
life?
Yeah, I've been on deck more than I haven't been on deck when it comes to the children thing. If I'm with somebody for a serious amount of time, of course we go unprotected. But other than that, uh, God has decided that it's not been my time to have children. I should have children. I don't have children. I would love to have some children. If I don't have children, my
Do you think you would be a
bloodline,
good father?
a great father, a great father. A lot of things that I haven't been able to do um, that I will do once I have a child. You know, everything that I haven't been able to experience, and it's things that, as far as generational curses, that we have to break. I've broken them already. You know, I've broken them within my, my first cousins and my, and even my uncles. You know, I'm shit. If we looking at it now, I'm the oldest nigga in my family that still ain't had no kids. You know, even out of all my first cousins and shit, majority of my second cousins, and it's just, I would say I'm probably, when it comes down to it, I probably a little picky, but at the same time, I feel like you just shouldn't be bringing anybody into your family as well. I feel like
I
my family
agree.
already got all type of fucked up situations going on, so you bringing in
Okay.
another person with, you know,
Potentially fucked up situations going
fucked
on in
up
their family.
situation. My family, we smart, we entrepreneurs, but it's always some underlying shit within the family. But I don't
Okay.
want to bring nobody in with these super issues, and I don't want to deal with your issues with your family too much. Like that's going to disrupt us as far as growing. I don't want your sister being an issue. I don't want your brother being an issue. I don't want your baby daddies being an issue. That shit right there is, that's stressful for. I feel for any nigga in Milwaukee that then got into a family situation that he wasn't expecting. That shit is real. You got to deal with they whack ass family. On top of that, dysfunctional ass wife or baby mama. That's a serious situation that a lot of people weren't even expecting to get themselves into, and they in that now. But that's a whole nother conversation. Just like you know, COVID had everybody in the house last year with their wife and
So
kids, and
with
then like,
that being the case,
excuse me.
since you're not a father, would you have since you're not right now, since you're currently not a father, would you date a woman with children?
I have. My last girlfriend had kids.
Okay. And
For
how
real.
did
I,
you maintain, or have you separated that relationship?
we had a great time. We kicked it. When she kicked it, she had a setup where she was able to enjoy herself and do how she wanted to do it for the most part. She had a strong family background, strong family core, her mom and whoever else helped, we was able to kick it, enjoy. She actually is my shit. She's my favorite traveling partner. We had a good time traveling and kicking it like that. But other than that, it wasn't too much. The most that was an issue was just, I would say, uh, it really wasn't too much of an issue. I was straight. The only thing you heard was just the basic, complaining about certain things. But other than that, it was cool.
So why are you guys not together now then if it was cool?
Because I fucked it up.
What you do, Nick?
Remember that situation I said I wasn't gonna talk about?
Oh, it's that one. Okay. All right.
It's that one. Yeah.
Okay, say less.
Yeah. We'll say that
Woo,
further down
sir.
when we built this relationship together. Me and you, as we say that for Headboard Conversation 35 or something.
Yeah.
with me.
hilarious.
Or maybe
Number
we'll save
35.
it for when you
A
when
lot.
maybe we'll save it for when you come, come over to come on this side.
Maybe,
You
maybe.
definitely I gotta get you back, right? I
So
gotta have you on the show.
that would be honest. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, for sure.
So,
Got to.
like, what's the best parts of you? Like, if I was saying, if you were introducing yourself and you was like, I'm Nick, and this the best parts of me. You know what I'm saying? Or this my guy Nick, he cold. You understand what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Oh shit. The best parts of me is just I'll say honestly, it's my spirit. I'm welcoming. I'm loving, uh, responsive, not responsible. I said, but responsive, alert. Somebody that you can actually, have a good time with and learn a lot of shit from. Uh, I don't know what she said she knew, but
Okay.
what did you know, She said
That
I
you
know
wasn't gonna talk
that.
about.
Uh,
That you wasn't gonna talk about. Yeah, she heard it in
oh
your
yeah,
voice.
the voice got the tone switch. I'm
It
definitely
it
an
def it
individual.
definitely switched. It definitely
Yeah,
switched. Yes.
a little serious because I can't. Yeah, I ain't gonna say it what I want to say, but yeah. But shit.
Okay.
Though I think right
Well,
there is pretty
just
much a
so you know,
strong
I'm
introduction.
not here to force you into saying anything. I want you to be good with saying what you want, but I want to know more about the strong introduction. We can move past that. Yeah.
Oh no, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was just responding to what she said, but yeah, that I think for me that right there, the responsive, somebody that you could bring around and throw into any environment and be straight. It's not too many situations that I've been thrown up in and where I wasn't able to at least adapt to the situation where they're some positive shit. I ain't speaking on no negative where we trying to flex and test a nigga's mind and strength or some shit like that. But if you need to go to your function and you working at the bank and we got to go to the ball, I'm there. We got to go to your cousin's hood affair, we there. We need to go in between at your mama's celebration, we there. But I want the same. I want somebody that's able to adapt to different environments. I don't want you to put on no cheap ass outfit when we go into this nice ass dinner function. I want you to be able to know how to maintain and be versatile. I have adaptability traits that's strong. So I want somebody that knows how to adapt and not look tacky or sloppy. People don't know people don't pay attention and look at some of the most basic shit, and then you'll see them at a function and you be like, damn, they came up in here with that, looking like that. I don't want that. I don't want an individual that doesn't know how to dress or how to switch and step to the plate when it's time. So for me, it's the
So
versatility. It's
aside
being an
from
intellect. It's being an intellectual person or an intellectual woman, being able to have a conversation, being able to communicate, not just throw out any ignorant ass response.
so now
I don't like
you
those type.
telling me what she what you want her. I don't want to know about her, sir. I don't want to know about her. We talking about you.
Oh well, I'm just saying
We
on both
talking
ends,
about
but
you.
I'm just saying what
Okay.
I'm attracted to. That pretty much is bounces off of what I like.
I got you. Okay. I didn't ask you what attracted you either. I asked you tell me the best parts of who you are.
But
That's all.
that's attraction. That's
That's it.
attraction
That's all.
traits.
Okay. The best parts of who you are, darling. Not the best parts of the things that you like.
Hold
The best
me,
part.
'cause I
So with
love
that being the
you.
case, tell me some of the things aside from the fact that you have occasionally been, unfaithful. Aside from
Oh
that,
shit!
like what are the things about you that are not as
Hold on one second.
stellar?
I'm listening. I'm listening. Hold on one second. Things
Okay,
about me that is
okay.
not as stellar.
Yeah, so the things about you that are not as um Nick is a stand-up dude, but Nick is a great guy, but Nick man, he versatile. He do all these great things, but I want to know what the but is in all of that. Like what part of you is not like um a compliment to your character, part of you that still needs some growth. Like what parts of
No,
those
that's
um
that's
no.
Yeah, we can talk about it. That's cool. That's cool. That's a growth. This is a growth conversation,
I'd
huh?
like
Growth.
very much to talk about it. I would like to talk. Yeah, what parts of you still could stand a little bit of growth? That's the part I'm looking for.
Probably. Shit, I don't know. I guess it depends who you talk to. Because to be honest with you, my maturity and my responses to certain situations depends on who you are. If I feel like I give a fuck about you a lot, I'm gonna change. I'm gonna respond
Mm,
different than somebody I really don't give a fuck about. And I hate to be like that, but that's just the honest truth. Some
okay.
people, I'll give them different levels
Well,
of,
that's the part I'm looking for.
bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Depending on if I don't really give a fuck about you too much, I'm not about to really go into details about why I feel a certain way about a certain thing. But if I really care about you or I feel like you deserve a detailed response, that's what I'm gonna give you. But I feel like everybody don't deserve that. For me, my big thing is, probably just not are probably avoiding certain difficult conversations that probably need to be heard, maybe don't need to be mentioned, but that may be one issue of mine. Uh, yeah, the difficult conversations when I've been out of pocket have been some of my issues as well. Facing the music when you've been, as
Mm.
Usher said, caught up, caught
Oh,
up,
okay. Sound like you're
caught up.
deflecting. Okay, okay.
I've
That's
yeah,
cool. I
I've
mean, everybody do what
I
they
done
do in
pulled
a
the
moment,
Matrix.
and I hear
I done
what you're
pulled
trying
the
to say.
Matrix a few times. Yeah.
It's funny,
Uh,
but
what
okay.
about you? What about you?
So
What about you? What are some things that you know that you do?
how about
You
you
know.
can interview me, and when I come on your show.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Bedroom. Headboard.
Yes.
Welcome to my
So,
sex
um,
room.
something like that, something like that. And since
You
we're
got silk
where I
sheets
would
on
like
there.
though, a little bit more, my sheets are not silk; they are Egyptian cotton.
Ooh, 1,000 count.
More, but that's not important
Man, quit playing.
either.
You ain't over there. What you ain't got nothing no thousand. What you got? Quit playing. I'm talking about for the sheets. What's your
Really,
sheets?
I know.
You got a
Really,
thousand.
are you asking me what my sheet? Are you kidding me,
You got
sir?
2,500, 3,000.
Really,
I don't know how that
listen.
shit go.
That's okay. That's okay.
Let me
When you
see. I'm gonna
sleep
go on
on,
the internet.
good, yes.
I sleep good
So
too. I got it. What you been saying? I got Egyptian
I
on
know
my shit right now.
that's nice. But
Yeah,
we
I got
talking
some
about,
counts. I got some stacks on my bed
you
too.
say you got some counts and you got stacks on your bed. Is that what you just said, Nick?
I got stacks on my bed. Not
You
like
and
that.
that.
No, I don't want these tricks. Look, I don't want these. I don't want these ones.
Uh-huh.
I ain't got it. Nope. Don't
Uh-huh.
come this way. Nope. 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 Don't do it.
Mm.
Don't do it.
So let me
Don't
ask
do
you
it.
this. Are you openly comfortable with talking to your mate about your intimacy? Like if something is not going well with you physically, intimately, are you okay with, "Babe, I don't like that," or "Babe, I want to try this"?
Hell yeah, I am because I feel like you should have some connection on that, or people gonna start going outside the relationship. She says accountability. Damn, she is
Uh,
on my ass. She, I'm gonna pull up on she is. She
she
talking shit.
she would like to know if you have accountability issues.
I've had accountability issues. Yeah, I've had. I've
Had
had.
then we
I've
gonna say
had.
that.
I've
I like
had.
that. Had in the past.
Yeah, I've had accountability issues. I've dropped the ball on that. Yeah, I've admitted to
How do
my
you convince your significant
faults
other,
and really
Nick?
got in
How do you
trouble.
convince your significant other to participate in an activity that they may have um, originally said that they didn't want to participate in?
Motherfuckers get territorial. Usually it's a wrap. Sometimes if you ain't mention it right there and you still can, I mean, all right. It, the best encounters are usually with people that are not you're not in relationships with. I'm just gonna say that there. Like if you trying to get somebody to do like a threesome or something like that, the best conversation is probably gonna be with somebody that's not in deep love with you, or somebody that's crazy about you. Uh,
because once them feelings get there, they ain't really trying to do nothing else but, you. They don't, no outside entities are allowed. So if you are
Is that
able
how you
to,
feel? Would you be in a threesome with your significant other?
it depends on that significant other. If she's able to handle that, yeah. Uh, if it's somebody I love to death and she can't see, you know, I'm not gonna risk it. But if it's come up and she's with it, yeah. But I don't want it to be a situation where it's disrupting a relationship on any level. So I'd rather just not do it if it's gonna disrupt any situation or have her feeling insecure or something like that. Most of the time, if I'm
So
interested in,
would you do guy guy girl or only girl girl guy? I said it.
you really have to say that. I'm only doing
Yeah.
girl guy. I'm only doing girl
I'm
guy.
asking. Only doing girl girl guy. And
That's
do
correct.
you have to choose, or can the girl choose?
I would rather her choose because uh, you can see a woman becoming really particular and real, oh, nah, she ain't this and that. You know what? To be honest with you, which is the funny thing about me, since you said this, I've had women mention that a certain woman was not on their level, and she was more attractive than her. That shit blows my mind. I'm like, are you looking at this? You know what? I've seen. I'm like, wow, you actually think that she's not on your level, but then you haven't seen her one or in person, or you just never seen her period, and then all of a sudden you feel like she's not on your level. That shit fucking blows me too. Are you
That
serious?
is you've been in a situation where the woman who was the lesser attractive of the two
Thought
said
she
that the
was
other
at
woman who
bet.
was the greater
Yeah,
attractive of the
yeah,
thought she was
yep,
okay.
yep.
Interesting.
And
Interesting.
I've
How
seen
did you
it.
handle
I've
that?
seen. Uh, I try not to hurt feelings. My big thing is at that time is trying not to hurt feelings. Anybody that says that line to me uh, was already using whatever they ammunition they had to not want to, to not either not want to do it or was just already intimidated by that person. Damn, I forgot I left my truck in the front. But yeah, I feel like that person was either just intimidated by that person or just trying to find whatever cop out they had to get up out of it, even if they agreed to it. Which is another common thing where it's like, oh, I don't remember saying anything about that. Like, you should. How do you remember having this
So are you
conversation?
more of a pleaser, or do you require to be pleased?
I like to please. I like to please. I feel like a woman needs more concentration and focus. Uh, so shit. I mean, for us, shit, we can get our rocks off and during a hurricane and shit. But I think for a woman, you got to take a little more time. If you in love with her, that's somebody that you really rocking with. You really want to take your time and please her the right way. Uh, not just about.
So are you as attentive with casual experiences as you are with significant others?
Hell no. Fuck a casual experience situation. When it come down to it, they get treated. You get treated, and it, no, a casual experience that might have been above and beyond only is because it was the scenario, whether it was we met outside of the norms and shit. But no, casual experiences get treated just as such. Casual. You might even get kicked out before the sex.
Before it?
Hell yeah.
How you get kicked
Hell
out
yeah.
before sex?
Shit. You may not be feeling the person. You just may not be feeling the vibes. Just because you made it to the house don't mean that you got to make it to the bed.
Okay, then come on, Nick, with the standards out here. Come on, Nick Sanders with the standards. Come on, he
And
said you might not even make it to the bed. Yes, I did say Nick Sanders with the standards. You like it? Don't steal. Don't steal it. I'm gonna
that's
need
hey,
5%.
that's the first. mic that fell again.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. That sounds dangerous.
Boom.
I
I'm
told you
sorry.
to stop touching it. I told you it was just
I didn't
fine the
even
way
touch
it
it this
was, but you just
time.
kept
I promise. I gotta find a better way
you
to.
had already loosened it up.
Shit, I was tightening it up. I'm trying to keep we like things tight around here. Come on now. Fucking up.
Do you? Okay. Lefty loosey, righty tighty.
Right. All right. We good?
Francis Freeburg Morgan says, so I must ask, if the best things are found outside of your relationship, how can said casual encounter not be better?
Say that again.
So I must ask, if the best things are found outside of your relationship, how can said casual encounter not be better?
Who said best things are found outside of relationship? Did I say that?
That's what she's saying that you said. Did he say that, Francis?
Damn, did I say best things are found outside of a relationship?
Mm-hmm.
I said that.
Those type of experiences. Yeah, you did say those type of experiences.
Oh, you talking about like as far as casual encounters? Women be dissecting shit. I forgot about that. So she said if the best encounters can be found outside of, you know what? Sometimes those relationships, those encounters become relationships. How about that? Or no?
Are you familiar with the term FOS?
What's that? Full of shit?
Yes. Yes. Don't do that, Nick. Just keep it 100. Don't do that. Don't do that. You've been doing so good so far. So good. So good. Don't do that.
What? What's up? It ain't the truth.
I'm just saying you were doing good so far. You was doing so good. So good. You doing so good, Nick. I was like, come on, Nick.
So I'm trying to figure out. Did I miss something?
I think I'm not saying that you can't be in a casual relationship, but you know what I'm saying. Just you've been 100. Let's keep it that way. You know what I'm saying? That if a situation come up, that I know that you can be in a situation and it can start off casual, and then all of a sudden it's not.
Right.
Like, is it that for you? Like how do you turn a casual situation into a permanent one?
Fucking and kicking it and hanging out. That shit, man, I'm telling you, I've been there. That's how the last one turned into a situation. No bullshit. That's how that last one turned into a serious relationship. Kicking it with her ass on the regular. Kicking it with ass on the regular. You know what I'm saying? Falling for the little shit, you know, the bullshit, you know, whatever you feel it is, you falling for it, and then you end up, you know, you go from casual, then it go to shit more than casual, and now y'all kicking it.
Is this a conversation that you have, or just automatically assume that it's something more?
I think it was like automatically assume at first, but then it became a conversation.
Do you initiate the conversation, or do you let her do it?
I think she had initiated that time, but I should have waited.
Have you ever initiated the conversation?
Yeah,
you see, I'm gonna let you go on and get away with saying I should have waited, and I ain't gonna go in there because you already told me that we weren't gonna have that conversation. I'm gonna wait. But what I'm saying is, you keep throwing me little fish bones like that, and I'm gonna have to go on, and we have to go in on it. No, I'm just saying. Now. Come on.
I probably should have waited on it, but other than that, no, I didn't initiate the conversation. You know, either way it went, we were doing good. I just bullshitted on my end. But I don't initiate
would you
those
do
conversations too much.
Would you like a do-over?
Huh?
Would you like a do-over?
I don't know. I thought I did, but sometimes things were they should have just been left where they were at from the beginning. Yeah, still love that person.
I can understand that.
Yeah, but this is Milwaukee County, man. I'm telling you, and that shit means a lot when I say that statement. This is Milwaukee County, and it ain't just the niggas that be on some bullshit out here, and I say that with passion. Now I'm using passion with that. Say something about that shit. For real. And that's on my mama.
You okay? You need a whole hug right there. I felt like you was
I don't need no hug.
saying that's on Mary.
No. You have to speak that way. I speak this way, and it can run right back to it's nothing for me to come with that angle of tone. It's the truth. It's the God honest truth. It's the God honest truth.
That's your truth. I'm not disputing your truth ever. That is your truth, and you can have.
You said you 47, right?
That is, I'm almost 47. That is your truth, and you can have it. I'm not tripping. That's the way you see it, and that's the perspective in the.
My truth correlates with a lot of folks here.
But I understand that. I understand that that's how you see it. That's you feel about it. I'm not disputing it. What I'm saying is all I'm saying is that you meant it. That you need a hug through it, and you was like, no, I don't need no hug, and I was like, okay. I didn't say that you was wrong for saying that. That's how you felt.
You gonna drop a hug off? What if I really need a hug?
You did sound like
what if I really need a hug?
I know somebody that could come through.
What?
I do. I know somebody that can make sure you're straight. I got a girlfriend that like to do hugs.
I'm good on that. I'm good on that. I don't need no random hugs and shit. You got one of them street angels. A good hugger, shit. She squeezes.
She's not a street anger. Not a street angel. I'm just saying. She aligned and said, and we felt it. Then Francis said, "This is life, little brother. This is a microwave world. This instant gratification. This is selfishness. This is humanity. This is ego. This is retrograde." That's what Francis said.
About me.
I don't know if she was talking about you. I think she was just speaking in general. You asked her, she's talking about. He said that he thinks you're talking about him. Are you talking about him?
Retrograde. Oh, the retrograde. I know that's with the moon and all that stuff. Yeah, it's a lot of things. It's a change of energy. It's a lot of energy going on and change of energy. I felt that with myself, and yeah, I've been trying to grasp a hold of that. That's why I've been going to the gym more. I've been trying to stay out of the way from just a lot of situations. I've cut off people. I don't even talk to, certain people that I used to talk to the same. It's just a different type of energy. You can definitely feel the vibes. Ever since last year, it's just been a change of energy. A lot of people went through emotional situations and breakthroughs that they never experienced before. For me, I already had experienced a lot of what everybody experienced last year as far as losing close ones. So for me, that change of energy was already there. I think a lot of people just getting a hold of that. I mean, when I say close, I'm talking about close, not just like, aunties and uncles and shit that was, down the road. I'm talking about like moms and pops and shit. I already experienced that before the COVID situation. So, a lot of people's energy changed. Yeah. The views pandemic, however you
well, I definitely agree that mind changed. When you go from losing a few thousand to hundreds of thousands across around the world.
I'm talking about individuals.
You get what I'm saying?
I'm talking about individuals.
So what I said was I understand the shifts, and when people go from losing individual, a few thousand to hundreds of thousands of people, you know what I'm saying? The perspective
energy
changes great.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That's a huge shift at one time. So absolutely, absolutely, I understand that. I just wish that the intent for sincerity was still intact.
Man, that was. I like the way you put that. I like the way you put that. uh, the sincerity, the genuine connections. You know, those are still important to me, and I wish more people would show genuine connections. I ran into a lot of people last year that I hadn't seen in years, and I was genuinely happy to see these folks. For whatever level. Um, I love experiencing and encountering those individuals I haven't seen in a long time. I wish we would all, kind of like get back to those days where we were able to connect outside of the social media realm where everybody was so hesitant and timid to speak and connect with individuals they haven't talked to in a while. Uh, Breaking down those old ass barriers and connections that you might have had with a person, those issues from 2015, 16 that were so minute. Shit, last year was definitely a change for everybody, and you should be capitalizing it off of it versus, using it to, be negative. That was a big thing for
So
me. Was
how are you transition? How are you transitioning that into your space of relationship and communication into 2021?
you know, uh, for me personally, it's just trying to find ways to sit down and actually uh, revise. I'm not even revise. I really want to just reconnect with individuals that I lost, relationships with. When it comes to like, you talking about like a serious relationship, or you talking about like friendships and all that? Which type of relationships? Because I got a lot of relationships I could probably be
Um, well,
working on.
because it's our relationship, you know what I mean. The contents of the relation, the context, excuse me, the relationship is up to you. It's still relationship and communication, and building communication and still building communication, no matter how
Right,
you're looking at it. You know what I
right.
mean? And the point is, are you trying to make any of that better, or are you
Oh
growing
yeah, of course.
in any of those areas to help strengthen those relationships? And what does that
Yeah,
look like?
yeah, of course. So for me, one of the relationships I've been working on is one of my closest blood cousins. And me and him, we were always super tight. And I've been working on, just reestablishing that relationship the best way I can. That's reaching out, seeing how he doing, what's going on with him, inviting him over. And everybody that I've reached out and connected to, they can vouch for this, that I've actually sat down or seen them in person and said, man, look, if you need to come over, get the break from what you got going on at the crib, man, don't ever hesitate to come through and come holler at me. That's something that I do because I know that my situation is a little different than for them. They, you got a family at the house. You may need somewhere to go take a breather. Come through and chill. Come take a breather. Come sit over here. Pop a bottle with me. Come sit over here. Come check out. Watch whatever on the projector. We gonna chill. We gonna do whatever we need to do, as far as connecting. But that's one thing I've been doing with my cousins, and that's the same for my best friend. Me and him have been reestablished, and he just had his first child. You know, I've been trying to tap in and just throw baby knowledge. This is first run at it, so anything that I read, I've been sending him stuff, or I'll just mention little stuff. I know we had a trauma training through my job a few weeks ago, and it was a lot of things mentioned about how those first few months, uh that 0 to 17 months, I think it was probably less than that, and how important, and 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, but that those first few months and years, and how that trauma that we all might experience in some way or another in our households, where there been some crazy arguing, police coming to the door when you was 7, 8 years old, or 4 or 5 years old, or somebody touching you, find all that stuff, how all that can really truly affect the person's whole mindset from you know the rest of their life. So
Absolutely.
I've been doing more, trying to just reconnect with him, and you know use that, the baby and the child. So it's a lot of things I've been doing. It's other cousins I want to reach back out to. My uncles, I've been reestablishing a relationship with my uncles down in South Carolina that's from Milwaukee. Reconnected them. These are people that I love to death. These are men in my life that that I've experienced all type of celebrations, families, sadness, mourning. So I want to make sure that I'm showing who I am, and that I care about the situation, even if they really not trying to reach out that much. And most of the time when you reach out, it rubs off too. You know, you reach off, we reach
And
out. Eventually,
how do you
somebody
think that is, how do you think that's showing up in your personal relationships?
dating relationships.
Absolutely.
Um, Best thing I can say is just being consistent, being persistent with that person that you dating. uh, that's where I show it at with them. I'm For a person I'm dating, I'm there for their ass. That's one thing for sure. You need something, I'm there. I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Or I want to do there. I'm going to cook random things you like to eat that I know I can make. You need whatever taken care of, or some basic ass route trip, some shit done. I just show it by being there. I'm a service person. I show affection. I show by service, and I try to do the same thing with my you know family and friend relationships. I try to magnitude it on my personal relationships. So I'm a reliable individual with my loved ones that are not, my personal, or my I guess you could say the deep relationship, my significant other. I'm reliable with them. So when it's somebody that I'm in love with, or I'm truly passionate about, there's not too much I won't do for them.
Okay. And do you typically experience the same thing in return?
I would say yes. If it's
Excellent.
serious, it's nothing that they won't do for me that's realistic. Especially if it's something that it's gonna make me better. You know, I've been shown that by some
What's
good
the
young
most moving thing that someone has ever done for you?
man. I guess it depends on you know. You talking about relationship?
Yes.
Shit. It's the most moving thing somebody's done for me in a relationship. That's a good question. I mean, just shit, one particular situation. Let me think.
Hmm.
Shit.
You can rattle off a couple of things. Name something. Somebody
Okay.
that did
All
something to
right.
you. Like,
All right. Uh,
yeah, we got
taking on
about minutes
taking
left.
on nice trips, being having classes paid for, um, little shit like making sure I had certain documentations taken care of that was beneficial, making sure my it's make sure my license and my tickets was paid up for, if I had some shit going on, bailing me out of jail. You know what I'm saying? That was one thing that happened before. Shit, I don't know. It's probably shit I ain't remember, but it's probably shit I'm probably not even thinking about. That's been done. But it's been things that anything that's helped me get to the next level. Make showing me, give me job leads that put me to a next level. Put me in programs that put me to the next level. Uh, Things like that. Those Anybody that's showing me that they want to see me at the next level, or next 5 levels or 10 levels up. I mean, how can you deny that? A person that want to put you ahead, even if they own and they trying to put you on, that's some player shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got you a 6 figure, or a 6 figure woman, and she trying to put you on. You know what I'm saying? Or make sure you straight. That's rare.
Hmm.
Ain't too many niggas out here that got strong 6 figure women. I know that for a fact. You know what I'm saying? You might got you 40, 50, 60, you know what I'm saying, up, but you ain't got 190, 220, you know what I'm saying? And she trying to put you on. Come on now. That type of shit. I mean, I ain't said I had that, but I'm saying that, that type of shit right there. Anybody just shit, she got 40 G's and she just a hustler. She trying to put you on. Any motherfucker that's trying to put you on, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, if you got somebody that's in your corner and that's trying to see you do better on whatever level,
you know, or set health wise, whatever the case may be. They don't want to see you in a situation. Those are those people that always or have always been the ones that I know that when I look back, I was like, all right, I dropped the ball on that shit. You know, drop the ball on
Okay.
people.
You think that's important to be with someone who wants to see you in a better space?
I think that's something that you should have. We should be both be able to look at each other and be like, look, we want the best. We want to be able to get to this next level and not have to, you know, struggle together. That struggling together and being sad looking together is not what's up. I'm not doing that. You know, I could do that shit by myself. We coming together. We got to do something, whatever it is. You know, and I'm all for a strong mastermind woman. I have no ego issues. If you making more bread than me, that's cool. If you got you more intelligent than me, you know, in certain areas, I know a lot, so we both gonna have areas where we collide and where we gonna see where we can connect that. So, but I have no
Okay.
ego issue to the point where I'm scared that she gonna, you know, intimidate me by making more money than me or having certain views in me that's outside of my regular thinking. That's not me. So yeah.
Mm. So as we get ready to wrap up today's show,
Right.
and we went through a couple of different layers of who you are and being able to share some of that and just your perspective on relationships and people and the value in growing and connecting and building and just just speaking positivity and light into one another. What is it that you would leave our audience with today?
What I'm gonna leave everybody with today is just loving your family. We got a lot that went on last year, and a lot of people who have lost relationships and connections with people due to the fact that moms and grandma and auntie and big mama passed away and stuff like that. I would say just loving your people and take care of yourself. So things that I would suggest for people that have issues with uh, reaching out to people, be that be the bigger person line. Uh, I think that yeah, it's a it's a true statement. More and more I look at certain folks I didn't have to reach out to. It's cool to be the bigger person. You ain't got to be the sellout. You know, a few attempts is always cool, but don't stretch yourself too thin trying to reconnect with individuals. But it's a year of transformation and change. If it's somebody that you haven't reached out to in a while, go ahead and reach out to them and see what's good. I'm a person that lost both their parents at a young age. So, well, my dad passed away 2 years ago, but my mom passed away when I was 18. If you have a disconnect with your family, your mom, your auntie, your granny, your daddy, you know what I'm saying? It's a good time to clear that up. When it comes to relationships and love, be patient. Don't rush with the new age and feeling like that you have to be with somebody right now. The brainwashing through social media to get you to fall in love for some sucker shit. Don't do it. You know, I know the TV shows and a lot of these, and that's another conversation. A lot of these shows want you to fall victim quickly. Don't do it. Take your time, research, get to know that person's family, understand what type of background they have. It's cool to, make sure they ain't your fucking cousins. I work for a program where I hear a lot of situations where people been dating if I've slept with or fuck with their cousins, and I know that's a touchy situation. But make sure that you ain't fucking with
It did.
somebody that's kin to you. And that's some real ass shit. And y'all Milwaukee niggas, man, y'all know what it is. Because the most of y'all who tell me these stories, it's been Milwaukee niggas. Be cautious, excuse me, Milwaukee citizens.
Uh,
Be careful of who you dealing with. Check and find out who they are. That's another big issue we have here that is an unspoken issue here. Uh, but we're not going to talk about that one tonight either. But other than that, I'll just say,
yeah,
stay
we
stay
can talk
positive.
about something like that on a Monday and go into some depth. But I definitely if some people want to find out your podcast, how do they find that?
All right. So far as the podcast,
You got like a 30
best
second
thing.
spill, Poppy.
Oh, it's cool. It's cool. So check this out. So Decorum, I'll be shooting it out to you soon. We still getting things in order. I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna switch up this whole background setting. I'm getting everything in order. I got these mics in, but it's gonna be more than likely through Anchor. So you can check me out on Anchor, and you'll be able to check me out through probably obviously through Instagram, Facebook, podcast, and wherever else that I feel like it'll be at. We still working that out.
Well, Nick, I want to thank you for taking your time to spend some time with us tonight. I want to thank you for your support of Headboard Conversations and my brand and what we're doing. Make sure you send me your information so I can send it over to the people, so that I can make my people's following your people's, your people's is following my people's. I look forward to being on your platform and being able to share that message with you as well. I appreciate your time, sir. It's very interesting conversation. We'll talk a little bit more off air. We want to thank everybody for logging on radio.com. Thanking everybody for staying connected to Headboard Conversations, whether YouTube or Facebook, social media. We appreciate any comments, concerns, whatever. Feel free to give us a call, 414-885-4739. Send me an email to headboardconversations. You gotta take your pants off. Until next week, I'll holler.
The headboard, the headboard, live by the down. It's about to go down. We'll be banging it all night. Banging the headboard. I'll touch you right there, baby. Let's talk about it. We'll be bringing that headboard out. Let's talk about it. Tell me about it. Yeah. Keep me waiting.
One moment.
Did you have somebody actually sing that for you?
I did.
Oh, I'm like, dude, that sound custom.
Right.